Sir, your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Dad, do you have any cash for a cab? Oh, look. Grandma's on the money. I never noticed that before. I've always wanted to know how to make it. Is that too advanced?
Tea is probably our most basic drink other than water.
I'd love to know how to make that one, too.
I'm sorry. I'm just really stressed. We're completely out of money.
Maybe it's time we dip into your fortune from Suits.
There is no fortune from Suits.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. I kind of took you out of your natural habitat. I'm surprised you're still breathing.
So you hate journalists? That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right. So you're a journalist.
Well, you're not our fucking prince. You'll never be king. We hate your wife. Stay at home in your $29 million mansion, all right?
No, the world's biggest victims right now are the Duke and Duchess of Netflix. And don't take my word for it.
Prince Harry has finally had enough. As rumors swirl about a vicious new South Park takedown targeting Meghan Markle, insiders say the Duke is quietly preparing a personal response, and this time, he's not holding back.
She wanted the crown, but didn't want to carry the weight. So now she's just shaking what's left of her credibility, and honey, it's not bouncing back.
The first thing I do after I wake up is I meditate in front of a mirror and I tell myself I'm enough, but louder and louder and louder and louder until Harry wakes up on the sofa and goes to start my bath.
If you thought Harry was going to stay silent while Meghan becomes late-night comedy's favorite punchline, think again. Montecito insiders are now whispering that Harry is actively drafting a rebuttal to the rumored South Park DEI special, an episode said to include a brutal parody of Meghan's viral pregnancy video and their entire California brand. And while the palace may be staying tight-lipped, sources close to the Sussexes claim the gloves are off behind the scenes.
I think for me, it's just seeing the look on someone's face when you've really shown up for them and they're delighted to see you, or seeing that look of defeat in Harry's eyes every day.
But instead of embracing the role, she treated it like a costume, something to wear when it suited her brand. Suits. Get it?
Fueled by mounting embarrassment and what one source calls a total collapse of PR control, Harry is reportedly furious that the show might revisit the Respect Our Privacy couple, and this time, go even harder. But will speaking out only add fuel to the fire? Or is this the start of Harry taking the narrative back into his own hands for better or worse? What's allegedly triggered Harry's private fury isn't just that South Park is said to be coming for them again, it's how this rumored episode hits. According to two Montecito neighbors who spoke anonymously, Harry has been pacing their estate for days, absolutely livid about what he believes is a coordinated media campaign to humiliate them. The leak, which has not been confirmed by the showrunners or network, reportedly came from someone linked to the show's animation department. Insiders allege it involves a grotesque exaggeration of Meghan's spiritual influencer persona, complete with a fake TED Talk parody and a recreated version of her Earth Mother maternity shoot. One friend of the couple even described it as career-ending if aired unchallenged.
And the poem's about how you feel about yourself.
No, it's not really about me. It's written in the first person so that anyone can relate to it.
It says the name Meg in it.
You know, it's actually so funny that you think I'm the Meg. It's a different Meg.
Step one, stop performing. Not everything needs to be a content drop. Put down the iPhone, try something radical like, self-respect.
No official word has confirmed any of this, but the sheer volume of whispers is what's setting off alarm bells. And now, behind closed doors, Harry is said to be rallying. Not through lawyers, not yet, but with what one contact describes as a highly personal response being drafted for private circulation among friends and allies. The phrase that keeps coming up, enough is enough. But what exactly is Harry planning to say, and who is he planning to name? Those close to the chaos claim this isn't just about South Park anymore. It's about finally pushing back on an entertainment world that Harry allegedly feels has turned him into a laughingstock. The real shocker? Rumors hint that some A-listers are already being warned not to share or promote the episode if it airs, and the list of those being quietly contacted might surprise you. So what exactly is in this alleged episode that's gotten Harry so worked up? According to unverified but persistent leaks circulating among Hollywood assistants and entertainment bloggers, the rumored South Park script doesn't just take aim at Meghan's public image, it goes for the jugular. Several anonymous posts claim the episode features a fictional couple called the Duke and Duchess of Delusion, who are depicted filming an over-the-top pregnancy announcement complete with glowing orbs, sound baths, and a $100,000 gender reveal cake. While the names are changed, insiders say the satire is unmistakably aimed at the Sussexes' real-life pregnancy video and their California-era press rollouts.
Before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
They will end up at one point in their life, maybe when they're 16 or when they're 18, that I say, here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
Wow.
Fellow women, hear me roar!
One source familiar with the leak bluntly said, "It's more savage than the privacy episode. Less mockery, more mock execution." The rumor mill also points to scenes involving a cartoon version of Meghan being introduced at a fake global summit as a diversity visionary, a clear nod to the couple's past ties to social justice branding. Her animated character reportedly gives a chaotic speech filled with buzzwords like optics alignment and spiritual capitalism, while the crowd stares in blank disbelief. That scene alone has allegedly set off alarm bells inside Team Sussex. Meghan, who has carefully curated her public persona around empowerment and elegance, is said to be deeply unsettled by the idea of being painted as a performative activist. For Harry, the breaking point is reportedly a moment in the episode where his character stands silently by, while cartoon Meghan hurls a mic at a charity volunteer for asking the wrong pronoun. Sources claim Harry views that as a malicious distortion of who he is, and one that crosses the line from comedy to cruelty. There's also growing concern that the show may be timing the episode to drop just before a planned Sussex rebranding initiative later this year. Insiders whisper that the couple had hoped to roll out a new platform centered around parenting, philanthropy, and positive masculinity. Yet now they fear the South Park episode could completely derail that strategy. One Montecito source put it plainly, "This isn't satire, it's sabotage." But if the episode really is as brutal as insiders claim, why hasn't there been an official warning, a preemptive strike, or even a legal hint? Rumor has it, Harry doesn't want a courtroom, he wants control. And that might explain the other call he allegedly made last week to someone with serious pull in Hollywood. What's making this moment feel different isn't just the alleged content of the episode, it's the timing, the tone, and most of all, the tension. According to a former associate who once worked closely with the couple's UK comms team, Harry has never looked more cornered. The jokes aren't slowing down, the media isn't letting up, and even some of their former defenders are allegedly going quiet.
You know, why jam, Tom? Why jam? Why jam, you know? Does she want to be, you know, seen as a traditional wife now rather than a grand humanitarian politico? Tom,
I mean, if she does, I mean, good on her. I can't,
I'm half winding you up now. You must know that. You must know that.
As one publicist put it, you can sense the narrative turning. For Harry, that's a full-blown crisis. Insiders allege the Duke feels his credibility has eroded, not because of anything he's done recently, but because he can't escape the optics baked into the last few years of brand building gone sideways. In short, he's tired of being the punchline, and the South Park leak might be the final straw. One LA media insider who claims to have seen a partial animation reel from the episode described it as designed to leave a bruise, adding that the writing team allegedly knew exactly what emotional nerves they were hitting. Harry's character is shown repeatedly being silenced, sidelined, and ridiculed, even depicted crawling after Meghan in one supposed scene where she leaves him behind for a red carpet moment. That, according to Montecito friends, is what reportedly set off a very private spiral. Sources whisper Harry sees these portrayals not just as hurtful, but damaging to his long-term legacy. He allegedly told one confidant that the ridicule makes it impossible to move forward with any dignity. Fueling the fire is a creeping fear that their story has spun out of their hands completely. Once a royal rebel with a purpose, Harry is now, according to one unverified source, a meme in a crown. And it's not just comedy sketches. Social media is flooded with parody clips, reaction videos, and commentary calling him Hollywood's most overexposed royal. Add to that the rumored South Park episode, painted as the most vicious yet, and insiders say Harry's trust in the media ecosystem has all but collapsed. But if he's feeling cornered, does that mean a counterattack is inevitable, or is this the calm before a much bigger public confrontation, one that could either reclaim his narrative or destroy what's left of it? Behind closed doors, it's not just emotional turmoil brewing, it's action. Sources whisper that Harry has been reaching out to select friends in the industry, issuing what's being described as a quiet but pointed ultimatum. According to one contact, the message is simple: this stops now or we go public. The Duke, known for his measured statements and carefully filtered interviews, is allegedly preparing a different kind of response this time, one not crafted by PR teams or filtered through diplomatic channels. Instead, rumor has it he's drafting a personal letter addressed to a small circle of media insiders, including several prominent figures he once considered allies.
We have to get jobs. I have to start auditioning again.
You were on the very famous show Suits. More popular in the States than even Friends, you told us.
Yeah.
Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy!
The aim? To draw a red line in the sand and let them know, in no uncertain terms, that the relentless parodying of his family has reached a breaking point. Insiders claim the letter won't name South Park directly, but it will allude to a coordinated degradation of values and continued attacks on the dignity of parenthood and marriage. It's a bold move, especially considering that Harry still relies on many of these circles to maintain his relevance in Hollywood. One former royal aide believes the strategy is risky, saying he's walking a tightrope. If he pushes too hard, he could alienate the very people who helped him build his brand. But according to others, Harry doesn't care anymore. As one Montecito source said bluntly, he's fed up with being mocked. He's ready to burn bridges. The phrase "enough is enough" has reportedly become a mantra in recent days, repeated in both private phone calls and hushed team meetings. One friend claims Harry voiced deep concern that these portrayals don't just impact him, they affect how his children might view him in the future. That alone, the source says, has hardened his resolve. But here's where things get even more intriguing. Several insiders allege that a well-known Hollywood producer was recently approached to mediate a behind-the-scenes meeting between Harry's team and contacts close to the South Park camp. If true, that would suggest Harry isn't just venting, he's maneuvering. But will the move spark a productive dialogue, or escalate the drama even further? All signs point to the latter. As Harry reportedly draws his line in the sand, a quiet schism is beginning to form among those closest to the Sussex inner circle. Several insiders claim that his latest pushback, while deeply personal, is starting to divide his Hollywood network. Some longtime friends are said to be backing away cautiously, unsure of where this confrontation might lead. According to a source familiar with the couple's post-royal circle, there are people who agree with him privately but don't want to be dragged into a PR war with South Park. It's a lose-lose for them. Others, however, are allegedly encouraging Harry to lean in and reclaim his dignity, even if it means upsetting the status quo. Among those reportedly caught in the crossfire are a few A-listers who once proudly stood by the Sussexes during the height of their royal fallout. But now, as whispers of this South Park takedown intensify, these same allies are allegedly being contacted by Harry's team and urged to stay neutral, or at the very least, not to amplify the episode if it airs.
Meghan, I'm begging you to stop now.
What do you mean the stakes are this high? Who do you think you are?
No, I don't want to cook again, Meghan. My God, take a break.
Want respect? Try shutting up.
One insider claimed, he's not asking for public support, he's asking for silence. That's telling. What's even more telling is the alleged concern that some of these contacts may have already seen early versions of the episode and said nothing. That silence, Harry reportedly believes, is a betrayal. The emotional toll of that realization appears to be weighing heavily on him. One friend alleges that Harry was genuinely shaken after learning that someone he'd confided in may have tipped off a writer's room. While there's no confirmation of who or what was shared, the suspicion alone has left trust in tatters. And now insiders say the mood in Montecito has shifted from frustration to suspicion. Who knew what and when? Is someone leaking from within their trusted circle? The paranoia is real, and the pressure is mounting. In response, sources claim Harry is quietly tightening his circle, narrowing communications, and monitoring who's engaging with the leaked episode details. It's no longer just about South Park, it's about loyalty. But in a town where allegiances shift with the news cycle, can Harry really count on anyone to stay in his corner? Or will his mission to restore respect only expose how fragile his inner world has become? While Harry's fury dominates headlines behind the scenes, Meghan's alleged reaction has been far more layered and far more mysterious. According to a source who claims to have briefly worked with the Duchess on a recent brand partnership. Meghan is deeply aware of the leak but is urging calm. At least publicly, she's telling people not to react emotionally, the insider says. But privately, it's a different story. Rumor has it Meghan is torn between two instincts: protecting their image by staying silent, or launching a subtle reputation-driven counterstrike without appearing confrontational. One Hollywood stylist reportedly overheard her telling a friend, "We don't fight fire with fire, but we don't let people rewrite our story either." The alleged South Park portrayal of Meghan is said to be the harshest yet. Several sources claim her character is mocked for launching a lifestyle brand that sells overpriced empathy kits, and in one scene, the animated Duchess allegedly breaks into a chant mid-interview, declaring herself the Queen of Compassion while levitating on a yoga mat. For a woman who spent years crafting an image of poise and purpose, insiders say this feels like a personal attack masked as comedy. And though Meghan has publicly championed the idea of staying above the fray, multiple insiders allege she's been consulting with image experts and Hollywood PR strategists behind the scenes. One rumor gaining traction suggests that Meghan has already begun crafting her next public move, possibly through a new editorial feature, podcast drop, or well-timed appearance. The goal? Reclaim the narrative before South Park does.
We want privacy! We want privacy!
This is all fake.
We want privacy! We want privacy! We want privacy!
She's drunk on her own ego.
We want privacy! We want privacy! We want...
One Beverly Hills agent close to the Sussex camp claimed, "She knows the game. If they air that episode, she'll be ready with something soft, inspiring, and distracting. That's her strength." But even among her defenders, there's quiet worry. Can that strategy still work when the public appetite for satire has only grown sharper? Adding even more intrigue, an unverified but persistent claim suggests Meghan isn't just reacting, she may have been the one to suggest Harry take this moment seriously. "She's the strategist," said one source. "He's the emotion. Together they're calculating something. But what? And when the episode finally drops? If it drops, will Meghan's composed silence hold, or will the pressure crack through the surface of her carefully managed calm? As tensions mount in Montecito, Buckingham Palace has remained conspicuously silent, and insiders say that silence speaks volumes. While the South Park rumors swirl and Harry allegedly draws battle lines behind the scenes, sources close to the palace claim there are no plans to comment or intervene. One royal correspondent with ties to several aides remarked, "They see this as Harry's mess, not theirs." The palace's refusal to engage isn't just protocol, it's reportedly a strategic decision designed to distance the royal brand from any further controversy involving the Duke and Duchess. Behind palace gates, the mood is described as coolly observant, with zero appetite for another PR entanglement. Royal analysts believe this deliberate distance could signal more than just disapproval, it might suggest finality. "This isn't just a break, it's a boundary," one expert said. "The palace won't touch a parody war with a 10-foot pole." According to unconfirmed chatter among diplomatic staff, there's also concern that any public defense of Harry might backfire, especially if the rumored episode does air and turns out to be as harsh as insiders claim. If they defend him, they legitimize the satire. If they ignore it, they stay clean, said one anonymous courtier. And so far it looks like they're choosing silence as their shield. This perceived abandonment isn't going unnoticed by Harry either. A friend from his former UK circle allegedly revealed he's bitter about the palace's refusal to acknowledge what he sees as a sustained campaign of public ridicule.
Meghan talk about Harry and how much of a fox he is.
He's also a fox, if you haven't noticed. My husband's very, very handsome.
I mean, have you ever heard somebody have to try so hard to be like, put it out there? I'm not buying it.
Even more, insiders claim Harry has quietly reached out to at least one extended royal relative in recent weeks, possibly seeking support or advice, but the conversation reportedly went nowhere. One royal watcher speculated the call was met with polite detachment, and here's where it gets even more complicated. Some insiders believe the palace's silence might actually embolden the show's creators. Without a strong institutional pushback, there's little to stop them from going even further. In other words, Harry may be alone in this fight, and the world knows it. But will that isolation push him to reclaim control in his own way, or could it open the door to yet another rift, this time between Harry and the very institution he once tried so hard to escape? Inside the Sussex camp, the atmosphere is reportedly tense, chaotic, and riddled with distrust. According to a former staffer who left the couple's team last year, the current situation feels like a full-blown internal PR crisis with no clear direction. The leaks about the South Park episode have thrown everyone off balance, and insiders allege acknowledged that the Sussexes' once tightly controlled media machine is now struggling to maintain coherence. Every time they try to take back the narrative, something else slips out, the source claimed. It's like trying to patch a sinking ship with chewing gum. What's especially alarming, according to multiple insiders, is that the leaks about the episode didn't just reach the public, they reportedly caught Team Sussex off guard. Several sources allege they had no idea a second parody was even in production, until word started trickling in from Hollywood contacts. By the time the rumors hit social media, it was too late. Panic reportedly spread through their inner circle, with crisis meetings held over Zoom and a flurry of NDAs being reissued to staff and contractors. They're trying to plug every possible hole, said one publicist familiar with the situation, but the damage is already done. Some team members, insiders whisper, are growing frustrated with the reactive nature of the couple's approach. Instead of preemptive strategy, it's all about damage control, and that's starting to wear thin. One Montecito insider alleged that several junior aides have recently resigned or requested to be reassigned, citing burnout and confusion over leadership. Meanwhile, Meghan's reported decision to stay publicly silent is said to be creating further division within the team. They don't know if they're prepping a statement or pivoting to something else.
Would you ever run for office?
No.
Never.
No.
Never.
Never. Oh my gosh, I work so hard and I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard.
One source said, it changes daily. Adding to the unease are rumors that a trusted tech consultant was recently brought in to monitor internal communication channels for leaks. The implication? Someone on the inside might be feeding information to outside sources, including possibly the team behind the South Park episode. Whether true or not, the suspicion alone is enough to shake the foundation of their carefully built PR bubble. But if the walls are closing in on the Sussexes, what's their next move? Can they seal the leaks, or are they preparing for something bigger than damage control? Something that could redefine their public persona yet again? As the internal storm rages, a more sobering reality is beginning to take hold. The Sussexes' once unshakable public image may be unraveling faster than anyone expected. Behind the glamour of Montecito and the curated Instagram moments, data tells a different story, one of dwindling influence, waning sympathy, and a brand that's reportedly teetering on the edge of cultural irrelevance. According to two marketing insiders who track celebrity engagement metrics, the couple's social sentiment scores have plummeted over the past year, with recent spikes in negativity coinciding directly with comedy show parodies and viral memes. It's no longer niche criticism, one analyst said. It's mainstream mockery. Brand partnerships are allegedly starting to reflect the shift. While no major deals have been publicly terminated, insiders claim that several high-profile collaborations have quietly stalled or gone cold in recent months. One entertainment lawyer who represents luxury clients said, the Sussex brand used to mean purpose and prestige. Now companies are hesitating. There's a fear that associating with them invites drama. Rumors even suggest that a major tech brand walked away from a podcast tie-in earlier this year due to internal concerns about public backlash. No official confirmations, of course, but in an industry that thrives on perception, whispers can kill deals just as fast as headlines. Meanwhile, online reaction to the rumored South Park episode is painting an even grimmer picture. On platforms like TikTok and Reddit, users aren't just laughing at the alleged leak, they're dissecting it, parodying it, and spinning it into ongoing commentary about Harry and Meghan's perceived fall from grace. Hashtags mocking their privacy journey and California royalty era have trended multiple times over the past few weeks, further complicating any attempts to control the narrative. According to one digital strategist, they're not seen as victims anymore, they're seen as content. In a media landscape fueled by spectacle, that shift is critical. It means the public might no longer be interested in what Harry and Meghan do, only in how others react to them. That kind of image erosion is nearly impossible to reverse. But are they too late to course correct? Or could this media moment, however painful, be the trigger that forces a complete reinvention? One that might finally ditch the curated messages and go raw, unfiltered, and real, or implode under the pressure. With pressure mounting from all sides, sources claim Prince Harry is quietly planning what some insiders are calling his boldest move yet, a direct media maneuver meant to flip the narrative entirely. Rumor has it he's considering a solo appearance on a major streaming platform, one where he'd speak candidly, unscripted, and without Meghan by his side. The goal? To remind the world who he really is, beyond the headlines, beyond the memes, beyond the parodies. According to an entertainment executive who allegedly caught wind of early negotiations, this wouldn't be another documentary. It would be hairy, raw, emotional, unfiltered, maybe even messy, and that's exactly what makes it so risky. Multiple insiders believe the Sussex camp is split over the idea. Meghan, some say, is reportedly wary of any move that cedes control over their tightly managed image, while others argue that the time for polish is over. People don't want palaces and platitudes anymore, said one PR strategist. They want vulnerability. If Harry delivers that, it could be the reset he needs. But others fear the opposite, that a poorly timed, poorly received appearance could confirm every criticism he's trying to outrun. The stakes, it seems, couldn't be higher. And there's another layer to this, one that insiders are whispering about with increasing urgency. Some believe Harry isn't just reacting to a comedy show. He's reacting to a growing sense that he's losing the one thing he values most in the public eye: respect. This isn't about Meghan's image or palace grudges anymore, said one former aide. This is about a man trying to reclaim his dignity in a world that keeps distorting him. The question now is whether he can do that without igniting another firestorm, or whether that firestorm is exactly what he's preparing for. No official statement has been released. No confirmed projects have been announced, but those closest to the situation insist something is coming. Something loud, something personal. Whether it's a letter, an interview, or an explosive video statement, insiders are convinced Harry is not staying quiet this time. But will this next chapter bring redemption, or just more ridicule? Do you think Harry can ever win back the narrative, or is it already too far gone? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep watching. You won't believe what's coming next.